What's going on YouTube? It is Texans Takeover here, back in another video, and today I want to take you through my biggest takeaways from Week 1 of the preseason. Shout out Texans Jacobs, Stressens, and Lance Zerline for the clips, as my NFL Pro is down, of course, as are many others. Um, I do want to emphasize, though, that the score doesn't matter in these games. I know we got blown out, but in preseason, it's more about finding players that stand out and do well in their role. And one of those players I thought was Noah Whittington, and I thought he played well but had a lack of opportunities, as sometimes he was barely able to take the handoff. There's also definitely a lack of physicality, which D'Amico touched on in the post-game press conference, which I'll put on the screen for y'all, with his quote. Overall, though, it wasn't the best day, obviously, but preseason is about being glass half full and taking away the positives. So I got some clips here for us to watch as I touched on. Shout out to those guys in Texans, Jacobs, Stressens, Lance Zerline for the clips, but got some things I want to touch on that I thought looked good yesterday. Starting off here with Kai Kroger, I thought he was actually very, very solid. So if it allows me to start it, there we go. Yeah, had a lot of good punts in yesterday's game, and I know the punter competition is something that we had a concern with, but I mean, you can see how high these are floating. You can see how deep they are going. I think that was his shortest punt in terms of net yardage. This is from Texans Jacob, by the way, so make sure y'all go follow him. These clips are from him. Um, but yeah, Kai Kroger had a very good day. It looks like there is a reason to why the Texans decided to keep him. This was another booming punt. There was one actually that had so much spin on it that one of the Chargers returners fumbled the ball, um, but only able to take it up to the 25-yard line. Great punt by Kai Kroger there. Just a very solid day from him overall. I can't remember the punt yardage. I think he had 5 punts in yesterday's game. And I think they equated to like 250 yards or something like that. Um, I can check the box score for y'all right now. Sorry, I am a little bit sick, but yeah, it was a very, very solid day for Kai Kroger in terms of punting numbers, which is something that's very important for this Texans team. We know how reliant we are on the defense, so field position definitely does mean a lot. And Kai Kroger had 5 punts for 260 yards and a 52 average, in his longest being a 65-yarder. That was the fumble punt that I was talking about there. Um, and I thought the special teams did somewhat decent. I thought Noah Whittington and Aiden Fisher were very solid in special teams yesterday. And then I think it was Colin Wright that had one on a kickoff that could have had a boomstick, and then Aiden Fisher was able to come in and clean up. Another very decent punt down the sideline there, where he's only able to return it for an extra couple yards because of how deep that was. So, yeah, one player I wanted to touch on that I thought was a very big positive in yesterday's game was definitely Kai Kroger. Looks like we did find a punter, which is, again, very, very important for this team. So something that you want to take into next week's game, and feel confident with the fact that our punter was doing some good stuff. Moving on, though, we're looking at Kayen McDonald's film from yesterday. I thought he had a very decent day. He's going to be number 93 on your screen, and you're not going to see him make the play every single time, but you're going to see how much space he eats up, and how attentive the offensive line have to be towards him. You see him getting double teamed there, and he's still able to hold his own ground. Yes, it was a touchdown. It should have been a tackle by Colin Wright, or who's 20? I can't recall. But yeah, I thought Kayen McDonald had a very solid day. I'll replay this for y'all just to see how much space he was eating up. You can see getting double teamed on every snap and barely getting pushed back there. Basically creates that play on that first down because of how much space he was eating up. It's a little difficult, to do much when you just have so much attention on you, but that's exactly what the Texans want Kayen McDonald to do, is take away the attention from Danielle Hunter, Willie Anderson Jr., Sheldon Rankins, and eat up that space so everyone else can be dominant in the run game as well as the pass game, which was a very big point of emphasis there. So yeah, I thought Kayen McDonald had a very decent day. He was on the field for quite a while. I think he came in even in the second half, which surprised me. I thought he'd just play a quarter or so, but um, looked like they wanted him to get some experience in there. And I thought he was solid. I don't think he was tremendous or anything, but I thought he had a decent day, especially for a debut as a rookie um, against the Chargers. Moving on, it's Keelan Rutledge time. You're going to see him here get his first pancake block of his career. The whole starting offensive line is actually what I want to touch on here, but it is just Keelan Rutledge clips. That was all I was able to find because obviously the emphasis is on him. We'll replay this here for y'all. But yeah, I thought the starting offensive line was very solid in pass protection there. Speaking of Noah Whittington, you can see his kind of cut there, and it was just the second level that kind of got him beat. I thought the offensive line could have been better in terms of the run game, um, but in pass protection, you can see how much time Davis Mills has here. It's just none of the routes were able to get open, unless you wanted to throw that to Jared Wayne. But yeah, the starting offensive line very solid in pass protection. We had our most successful drive when the starting offensive line was out there. The only points we scored in this game was when the starting offensive line was out there. So it's definitely a positive sign because you're really looking at who are these players out in the field and what role are they playing for this season to really determine how the game went. And when the starting offensive line was out there, we were able to drive down the field. I think it was a 9 or a 10 play drive. We chewed a lot of clock, able to score into the end zone. Jared Wayne caught a ball like right here. On third down, fourth down, one of the two. But yeah, the starting offensive line looked very decent yesterday. We'll play this clip one more time just so I can finish my talking points. Um, Starting offensive line, very decent. I thought Braden Smith was probably the most lackluster out of everyone there. So maybe when Trent Brown comes back healthy, he does have a point to prove, and we'll see if that is next week against the Raiders at home. I think the starters will play an extensive amount that game, but ultimately we'll see. I thought the offensive line looked decent when they were out there, though. They only played this drive, and that drive was the only points we scored. So it shows how successful we were when they were out there, which is definitely a positive sign. Moving on, though, we got Marlon Klein film, but some offensive line film as well, just because this is run blocking. And you can see Noah Whittington able to hit that hole right there, but you can see Marlon Klein on the backside just able to really stand up edges, as well as blitzing safeties. He's tremendous in terms of blocking. I mean, he looked great yesterday. You see that hole he opened up for Noah Whittington. Whittington kind of jumped a little too far, um, but yeah, I thought Klein looked great yesterday. Only played 1 or 2 series, I believe, and then kinda got pulled out of the game. It seems like he is kinda locked up as that tight end too, and you can see why. I mean, he's a very willing blocker. He's a very good blocker as well. Um, and it looks like it's between Foster Moreau, Kate Stover for that last roster spot at the tight end position. My guess would be it's Foster Moreau. You never really know, though. You can see Foster Moreau, 87 on that left-hand side. Um but I thought Klein was very good in this game, had some receiving upside and showed some speed. On the biggest play of the day, I think, for the Texans, the Chargers had one, which was a dip and dunk that I think it was Casey Osai just took a bad angle on. Um, but yeah, I thought Marlon Klein was very good. Um, and definitely going to be looking for him to build on that performance heading into the next couple of weeks. You see Graham Mertz there at quarterback. He tore his ACL. I feel horrible for him. Um, Hopefully, we put him on IR and bring him back next year just because I would like him to still be on the roster. It seems like he's a great guy, and a decent emergency option at quarterback as well. But ultimately, we'll see if the Texans decide to cut him and just put him on season-ending IR. But here is the big Marlon Klein play. First quarter, Davis Mills down the middle to Marlon Klein. He's going to be a seam beater, and I'll replay it for y'all if y'all want to see it again. Marlon Klein kind of just runs up that seam. It's kind of a skinny post, if you want to call it, and able to catch it for 31. So, yeah, I thought Marlon Klein was one of the standout performers for this Texans team, which in my mind is really nice to see. I'm glad that, a rookie was able to show out. I think Rutledge, Klein, and McDonald all look very solid. So the first 3 picks in this past draft for the Texans all looked very solid in yesterday's game. Thought Klein was probably the standout, and then Rutledge also had a very good series on that first drive. And then here is the pick. I thought Kamari Ramsey looked very decent. In terms of the defense overall, I didn't think they looked that great, to be honest. Play action killed us yesterday, and it wasn't like we were facing great quarterbacks. I mean, Trey Lance is decent for a preseason game, but then DJU came in and was able to kind of just beat us. Here's a play action play that just absolutely diced us up. And they did this probably 8 or 9 times yesterday, just faked one side, went the other way. And it reminds me of that Bucks game where that misdirection kind of just screwed our defense up. So hopefully that's something D'Amico's able to clean up. Here's another one where we're just playing too far off, and it's too easy for Trey Lance to just convert on 3rd down and 4. I don't know why Tremont Smith was playing that far off. If you look at him, the sticks are like right here, and he's playing already like 7 yards off the ball. It's at the 35, and he started on the 30. Not sure what he was doing, but yeah, the defense did not have a great day. There was definitely a lack of physicality in there. And I'm definitely going to dive further are deeper into this game, don't worry. This is not all you're going to see from Texans Chargers. Tomorrow, I think there will be a deep analysis on it when I'm able to actually get into the film, but my NFL Pro just doesn't want to work. I think it's down for everyone there. Stretchen shot me a text and said his was down as well. So there is that. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about the Texans week one, or preseason week one. Sorry, not regular season week one. We played the Bills in week one. But yeah, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Were you taken back by the performance? Were you pleased with what you saw from the offensive line with the rookies? Like, what were your positives? What were your negatives? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like, subscribe. And as always, it's Texans Takeover, and I'm out. Peace.